guys, Shannon and Jen here. It's been a while.
It's been about, what, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Since we've done a video. I was sick, Jen was sick, life has been kind of crazy, but we're back.
And we have a group with us today.
Yay! So since our whole point in doing our site is about empowering others and trying to be real, we wanted to include some women with us that we look up to and admire and we feel are very empowering. So we wanted to bring them on and introduce you to some lovely women.
Do you want to start, Cynthia? Tell us who you are and what you do.
Awesome. I'm Cynthia Clark, and I am a clinically certified hypnotherapist and energy healer. And I work with women that are maybe feeling stuck and anxious and looking for to find their purpose. And how I do that is through a beautiful program that I created called the Surrender Solution. And I do hypno healing, which includes a wide range of modalities like hypnosis, visualization, EFT, which is tapping. I also do energy work and energy medicine, teach people about the energies of their bodies. And I'm really passionate about helping a massive amount of women in the next years, really. I mean, this is why I'm here. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Lisa.
I have nothing on that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I'm so excited. I'm just listening to her and I'm
You
like,
put the two realtors next to each
yeah,
other?
yeah, we sell houses.
That's my background. That's my background.
Yeah, we do have a little real estate background over here, but
Trifecta.
that's funny. I was like, okay, how do I follow that? My name is Lisa Ruiz. I sell real estate. I own a company called Steel Canyon Realty in La Mesa with some amazing ladies. And I'm a mom and a wife. I've got 3 kids. And yeah, that's
4 kids.
4 kids. Yeah. And that's about all. I've got lots to share, but for now, is that what you want to know?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. For now, that's it. And I'm going to pass you off to my best girlfriend, Leanne.
Hello everyone, my name is Leanne Thompson and I as well sell real estate and...
You don't do hypnotherapy?
No. However, I'm no therapist.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Soon enough.
I will be a client of
Yeah.
hypnotherapy here shortly. Very similar to Lisa, married, 3 children. My 4th is my husband, but
oh wait, that means I got 5
Five.
kids.
and just a lover of life and my children and wanting to give back as much as I can and impact others and make a positive difference in people's lives through our work of our foundation and the prevention of youth suicide and mental health awareness. So.
Okay, Leanne, so while you're on that, why don't you touch on...
I'm peeking at Shannon Smith.
Why don't you touch on what has been your biggest struggle in life and how have you overcome it?
Oh, Lordy. Well, I feel like struggles in life, they come and go, and I can't say that there's ever a time where there's not a struggle. So you're constantly struggling, but it was through my biggest struggle in life in losing my brother to teen suicide that literally when I was 13 years old framed me who I am today. And I would say that everything in life, every struggle that I have faced, every mountain I've climbed, whatever you're dealing with, I go back to I've been through far worse and I know that I'm going to get through this. And right now, in different trials that we're faced with, my perspective is my kids are not dying of cancer and I'm not spending the night in Children's Hospital. So we're going to get through it. Like, period.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. That was great. That was great. Lisa, how about you?
It's so true that you say that because I think that a lot of people that may be watching though think, gosh, I can't even imagine your first initial huge loss that's like an unimaginable sadness. So it just brings me, so I myself, what the question is,
What was your biggest struggle and how did it shape you?
Okay, so my biggest struggle thus far, and like Leanne said, I feel like there's so many struggles in our day-to-day lives. Like today was the worst day.
Same.
But it wasn't it the worst day?
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but
Mercury.
in the grand scheme of
This
things,
time change
Was
has
it you
not
too?
helped.
It's Mercury in retrograde.
oh my gosh, I keep hearing that. I gotta Google that later.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. In the grand scheme of things, like I forgot my kids' lunch today. Well, I didn't. My bread was moldy this morning, and then I forgot to take.
You're kidding me. Your bread was moldy.
It really
How
was.
dare you?
I got that. The whole loaf was moldy. And I just bought it, and so I was gonna take my kids' lunch, and then I forgot. The school called, and both my kids, when I got there, were like, "Mom, where have you been all day?" And that wasn't my whole day, but that was part of it. However, when I was 27, I was a single pregnant. I found myself. I was single. I was dating a guy who ended up breaking up with me, and I found out that I was pregnant. And subsequently, I lost that child at 38 weeks of pregnancy. So I had a stillborn baby by myself as a single mom, but I was surrounded by a huge amount of support and best friends and family to be there with me. But losing it, yes, and Jesus and the gym, and I mean, I have so many good things to say that came out of it, but wholeheartedly burying my baby was the hardest ever imaginable thing of my life. So, but it brings me to sitting here with you beautiful ladies, and that I get to share that I'm here and I'm alive and I'm okay and I'm happy and I find joy in all the little things in my day that are so great. And I have 3 beautiful children now, and like Leanne said, it's funny because my kids will say, people will stop and say, "How many kids do you have?" And I'll say, "I have 3." And Garrett will always say, "You have 4, Mom." And I'm like, "Yes, I do have 4. I have a beautiful little boy in heaven that I can't wait to see one day."
Watching over you.
Yeah, and so that by far has been the hardest part of my life.
Thank you.
Cynthia.
Wow, okay. Now all my problems seem really small.
They're not.
Everybody.
No, I agree with the struggle. I think it's in our everyday to day life, and I really feel like the reason why I'm here to help women and people in general is because I think my biggest struggle is worthiness, and it was all around me. I came from a broken family and addiction all over the place. And naturally, that's what I tend to attract, is that I'll fix you. And so I made it a point in the last probably 10 years to really change that. And I have a 9-year-old daughter, and to be her voice so that she doesn't make that same life choices that I did, and so that she knows her worthiness at a young age. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping women really step into owning who they are and being confident and knowing that we can have anything we damn want because we deserve it. So yeah, I think it's just the struggle through worthiness and really like not knowing it and not knowing you're deserving at all times, and that was a big factor in my life.
I always say, how do we instill that in our children, right? Like as women, like we're told we can't do things or we aren't good enough, and how do we teach our daughters?
I feel like it's monkey see, monkey do.
You do it.
It's more actions than anything else.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
I know that I can speak for Leanne and I both wholeheartedly. We grew up with moms that were badasses and never quit, and told us both that we could do anything we ever set our minds to. If you can say it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can do it. And I know that in my days where I feel like I can't do this, because I have them often now as a mom, and I never thought I would. I really always thought like I would just like, I got this.
We're all the best parents until we have kids, right?
Right. Yeah.
Know
Well,
everything.
it
Yes.
makes us appreciate our moms that much
yes.
more.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Even
We
though
love
it
you,
was-
moms.
Yeah.
Single moms, especially
It's
too.
different
Yeah.
than when they were raising us, but when they were raising us, it was different from when they were raised.
Right.
So like we're
It's
always,
always
evolving.
it's always,
It's always relative to what's happening now, but
and yeah, raising kids makes me appreciate my mom.
So much.
Having hot meals on the table and, you know, or not.
Or
I don't know.
not.
I don't know that I do that all the time.
or not.
we're doing the best we
El
can.
Pollo Loco?
Or boiled chicken every
Boiled
night.
chicken.
That's
Or showing up at Shannon's for dinner.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
So true.
So how do you think your struggle shaped your life?
I feel like it just set me on the path of really wanting to be better for my daughter and for myself, and really show other women that we really can do anything and everything that we want. And it's just stepping into that power, because I believe that we have all these lives spanned out before us, and that future you, that is that perfect vision of you, is always there. So it's just waiting for us to step into it, but it's always there. And I want to touch as many women's lives as I can, and help them and shape them and guide them, and let them know that everything is always inside of you.
Leanne, question for you. Obviously, with everything that you've been through, you started a foundation. What advice do you have for people who are struggling and feel like maybe there's no end?
So, couple things. First and foremost, and I know in this crazy world we're in, bringing up God is like a really touchy subject, but I will say having my faith in God has been my foundation, and that tried and true has been able to get me through some of life's biggest struggles. Second is giving back. Taking our tragedy and losing my brother, I was 13 years old. I found my brother, and I thought someone had killed him. I didn't know that you could do that to yourself. I didn't know that was I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm the youngest, and so I'm the baby at home. My oldest brother had already moved out, and my mom just took me under her wing, and we got just enthralled into church, and immediately started giving back. And it is through giving back that has brought me to a place where impacting others in a positive way and sharing our story has helped me get through what I've been through, because I couldn't imagine people going through tragedy like that, and A, not having God and faith, and B, not being able to turn their tragedy into a positive. And keeping my brother's name alive. Like, honestly, my kids, my middle boy especially, has a connection with my brother Dallas like you would not believe. It is so strong and so powerful. It's like unreal. Like, I can't even put words to it. My kids know my brother, however, they have never met him. But they know him, and he is a part of our life all the time. So my faith in God and giving back and taking our tragedy and turning it to something positive has helped us get through. It's been 24 years this year, and it doesn't go away.
It's like it was yesterday.
And so, and still to this day, we're being able to do big things. So that would be mine.
Wow.
Lisa, do you want to touch on that at all? With what you've been through, and maybe advice that you have
Yeah.
or what's helped you through?
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of mimicking between Leanne and I, because we've literally held each other up through these years. I never knew that we were so young when we lost Dallas, almost like in a naive way. Like, it was awful. We were young and we were growing up at the same time, and I was 5 years older than her, so I was a little bit older. But we were able to, grow a friendship through that. I never would have thought that, 15 years down the road, no, how many years? I guess it's like 15 years difference, that she would be by my side going through an unimaginable tragedy. But we've learned to, lean on each other. And I think, I know for me that I always say that Jim and Jesus saved me. because it's true. I'll never forget how angry I was. And I remember sitting at my desk with my mom, and I said, and forgive me, children, if you're watching, but I said, I just want to kick this shit out of something. I was so mad. And I remember talking to Ruth, and I said, I'm so mad. And she said, well, get on the treadmill and run until your feet fall off. And I was like, okay. I just wanted to, you know, the grief is the same for everybody. It has the same stages, but it's different. Everybody feels them in a different way and at a different time. That's why marriages have such a struggle when it comes to grieving, because one day you're okay and you're not. Well, how come you're okay? And, you know, why aren't you sad today? Why, you know, that kind of stuff it's very real, and it happens in any loss. You know, you grieve losses. You grieve the loss of a child, a sibling, a spouse, a marriage. Those kind of things. It is all loss and grief, and I can never be more. I find myself really thankful because I had such a wise counsel around me that basically said, like, Lisa, you have to feel this. If you don't, don't feel this now, you're going to feel it later. And the fact that Jack Furness said that to me, he was sitting at the end of my bed, and I'm getting ready to deliver a dead child, and he said, you know, this is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, but you have to do it. You cannot. I wanted to crawl under my bed and, you know, pull the covers over and never come out, and I thought I was going to die with my child. And he said, you have to just do this. And I was like, okay, I guess I can try, you know. And I'm not saying it was perfect by any means. It was hard. It was awful. It was the most, I get really proud of myself because I feel like, man, like that, I really did something incredible. But it was awful. Like, awful isn't even the word. It was something like I can't even describe. But I think for me, I ended up in kickboxing because I was so angry. That was one of the things. I said the gym and Jesus. I turned to Jesus and I said, Lord, I need you to get me through this. I'm going to die if you don't pick me up right now and carry me through this. And he literally met me at my worst, darkest hour and said, I've got you. We're going to do this together. There was times that I don't even know how I did it, but I know it was him carrying me through those moments that I couldn't imagine. And then I started kickboxing because I was so angry. And I went to kickboxing I was in the best shape of my life. I went to kickboxing like 5 or 6 days a week for probably 2. What?
We should do so. Yeah, let's all go.
Kickboxing,
this is sounding like really therapeutic.
Kickboxing I was so nervous going, but it changed everything. Like, I just had to take my aggression out on something. I was so mad. And I was in incredible shape. I worked out, and I gave it all to the Lord. And I knew that if I just was consistent in that I was going to be okay somehow, somewhere. I didn't put any expectations on it. I just knew it's going to be okay.
The sun's going to come up in the morning.
And I think, and the sun shines after the darkest part of night. You know, that's when the sun comes up, after the very darkest part. And it's true in all of our lives. That no matter how dark it is, the sun will always shine after the darkest part. And if you can hold on and you can trust that God has a perfect plan for your life. And I couldn't ever think, like, there's nothing perfect about this life. There's
no way God
planned this for me. Well, he didn't necessarily plan this for you. It's just part of what's your life path is. But he promises, he says in the Bible that you're going to have trials and tribulations. But he also promises to be there with you, and that there will be good that comes out of it. And there really is an incredible amount of good that has come out of my absolute excruciating sadness.
And there's that saying that God doesn't give you more than you can handle.
I just think with all the women surrounded here, like, he thinks you guys are badasses.
Yes.
Well, but he actually does give you more than you can handle, so you lean onto him through that.
It's honestly true, and I would stand by that with anybody. And I know that there's so many times where we all think, you know, you lay in bed at night and think, I can't do this, and you can. Because
you dig deep.
Oh yeah, you gotta dig deep.
So that's why we wanted to do this video. You look at people just like you do on the internet, and you look at people and you go, wow, look at them. They look like they have it all together. Their life must be perfect. But you do. You think everybody, you know, is perfect and their lives are perfect. then you sit down with people and you open up and you realize everybody has been through major struggles.
And we all have a story.
We all have a story. So instead of judging other people, our message is sit down and hear somebody's story before you start judging people. And support each other and empower each other, and instead of always tearing each other down and being judgmental.
And I feel like at our lowest point, like when you said you were at your lowest, I feel like that's when I look back and I'm so proud of myself.
Yes.
Right? Like you didn't
When you
think you
discover
could,
who you are.
yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
I could be the better person, or I didn't think I could do that, or I didn't think I could get through that. And it is all the women that we surround ourselves with that we learn from too.
Well, and I think that you don't know what people are going through unless you ask. And I think, I remember thinking, it's funny, no one's ever felt like I feel. You know, no one knows how I feel
Right.
until you start asking, or until you go through it, and then you start hearing stories about people who, oh, so-and-so lost a child, oh, this person went through this, and oh, this person knows how you feel, and it's like, you do? And I remember all I wanted was for somebody to say, like, I know how you feel, and you're gonna be okay. Because look at me, I'm okay. And you can really feed off of each other, and you can know there's such a connection between, especially for women, when you can like lock arms with somebody and say, we got this. You know, Leanna and I always say, like, we got this. It's gonna be okay. We can, if we trust each other and we can be open with each other, there's just so much goodness inside of each of us.
Yeah.
And if we just share it, rather than like Shannon just said, rather than sharing negativity and putting each other down.
We were just at a fundraiser this last weekend, and one of my brother's friends from high school was there, and her son is in a tough battle with cancer right now. And she shared with my mom and I that it was going through the tragedy of losing Dallas that has given her strength to get through this battle with her son. I'm like, but like, you just never know how it's going to impact someone and what it's going to do.
It could save a life.
And
Truly.
she said, because she's relating to my mom as a mom with her child.
Well, I was like that with Ruth. I
Yeah.
remember sitting at my desk at Century 21 Cloud and Furness, and I looked at Ruth and I said, what do I do? And she said, keep going. You know, you're going to be okay. Just don't stop. And it's so true, because you want your gut or your instinct is to curl up in a ball and hide. You're like, I can't hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. But that's not how you heal or how you handle it. And Ruth said to me, just keep going. And I was like, okay, you know. And in the beginning, it's like one step in front of the other, and it's a dark step, you know. And then you start to see a little bit of light, and then you start to realize that you can walk a little faster, and then it becomes minute by minute, and it comes hour by hour, and then day by day, and pretty soon, after a while, you get to the point where a day's gone by and you're okay, and you know, and then a week's gone by and you're okay. And we all have. I laid in bed last night and I cried, missing Cole. I was like, man, he's gonna be 16 this summer, you know, and that just breaks me. But at the same time, there's a joy in the fact that, man,
You've made it this far.
I've made it for 16 years, you know, and it's okay, and I'm smiling, you know, and my kids see that, and they know him, and we talk about him, and it never goes away. You just learn how to handle. You know, you learn how to raise a little girl and how to tell her that she can do this. Like, watch mom, watch your mom, watch, I can do this. And there's just so much more to it than the moment that you're in right this minute.
It's just one day at a time.
One day at a time.
And I think this platform is so important right now too, because women need this. Us as women, we need to stop the cattiness and the judgment, and we need to lock arms and find our soul tribe and stick together in this time, because it's watching women rise again and support and empower each other, and it's so important.
The women that came out for me were not the best friends, besides, of course, Shannon, and a few others, of course. But it was strangers.
Surprises you, huh?
I was floored. I mean, my phone was ringing off the hook. We heard that you're separating. And they literally swooped me up. And you know, when you hit your bottom, right, you want to help other people. And now, women reach out to me. Some are working it out, and I so encourage that. but I've had some that are in the exact situation that I was in, and there is a sense of the relating and helping them and telling them. I remember feeling like that. I remember like not wanting to do anything, and but you have kids, and you have to rise up, and you have to show them, and you have to take care of yourself, but you have to get them through. And so to help another woman is, or a man, but mostly I think women need the support from other women.
Yes.
So
I saw something on Facebook or something the other day, and it said people always ask you when you haven't seen them in a while, "Are you married? Do you have a good job? Do you have kids?" But nobody stops to ask you, "Are you happy? Or are you okay?" And it's I feel like that's so
That's
true.
such a good question.
But it is, it's like stop and
What's
Because
happy?
then they say, then what if they say
That's
no?
a joy.
Define happy.
But I mean, you want to know, like,
We have
how
a
are you
white picket
doing?
fence.
Versus
Well,
how much
it's
money do you
because
make? Or,
it's because
uh,
Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram are such a highlight reel,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to post their crap.
no,
It's,
We do. We
there are
post a
some
lot.
people that post crap on a regular basis,
Yeah.
and then you start to
Yeah.
ignore them also because you're like, oh,
Yeah,
they're so
it shouldn't be
negative.
a soapbox, but it
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be some sort of learning
Yes.
experience
Right.
to
Yeah.
relate.
Trying to
and
help other
to
people.
help other
Yeah.
people, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, I think that's it
Yeah,
for this time.
thank
Thank
you,
you guys so
ladies.
much for
Appreciate
joining
all of
us.
Thanks for having
I
us.
think we should do this every.
So much.
I appreciate
I
it.
know, right?
Once a month, coming at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
We'll come at you with our best.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah, as the kids would say,
Comment down below.
comment down below,
I just
like
love it.
us, follow us,
It helps the videos
give
get
us a
out.
heart.